Hello and a very good day everyone. So today we will learn on Power Query. So in this particular case, we do have a problem where we have a start date and also we have the next leap years, which is 2. So basically with the given number of leap years and start date, I need to generate a dynamic period for the next given number of leap years. So for example, in this particular question, in this particular problem, we do have 2 as the next leap years. So basically we need to generate 2 different period, the next 2 leap years, because right now the date shows 7 January 2025. So we want to show the next 2 leap years, which is 2028 and 2032. So basically what we want is we want a dynamic period that shows the number of leap years. So for the first leap year, it should be in months like January up to December. And not only that, it should also consist the days. Like January, we have 31 days. February, we have 29 days. And then the next or subsequent leap year should contains in quarters. So basically, the next leap year should has quarter written like quarter 1 and 2032 to quarter 2 and 2032, and also comprise the number of days for each quarter. So basically how we want to create the next leap years given over here and how we need to generate in this particular format. So let's get started. So what we need to do right now is, our problem right now is we want to actually generate 2 leap years from the starting date. So how we are going to do it? Let's get started. So now what I'm going to do is I need to highlight these 2 data over here. So once you highlight the data, we click the data ribbon and we click from table/range. Once you click from table/range, you will notice a small box will appear and I'm going to press OK. So once I press OK, you will notice that we will be navigated to Power Query Editor over here. So what we need to do is basically we want to actually generate the next subsequent leap years. So the first step is what I want to do is I want to actually generate the years. So what I do is I go to add column. Once I go to add column, I go to custom column. Once I click custom column, you will notice a box will appear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write here list number, open bracket. So what I want to do is I want to list down the years that contain leap year. So of course, if you see over here, we only have the date, but we don't have the year. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write here Date.Year so that it shows me the particular year of the date. So Date.Year. So this is our column, which is start column. So I'm going to press insert. Then after that, I'm going to press close bracket. And I want to generate about 100 different years. So 100 and close bracket. No syntax error. Press OK. So over here, if you see here, we do have 100 years. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this and then expand to new rows. So right now, we do have the list of 100 years. But next, what I want to do is I want to determine whether that is this particular year is leap year or not. So what I do is I go to custom column again and I want to determine if that particular date or particular year is a leap year or not. So this is where I use the if then else. So if and then date leap year, that means if the particular date is a leap year or not. So I'm going to press tab and open bracket. So what I need to do is I want to show whether the particular year is a leap year or not. So if you see over here, we have the list of years, but over here it shows the date. So we cannot simply write the year. What we need to do is we need to showcase the date. In Power Query, we cannot simply write the date in a normal format. We need to write hashtag because this hashtag indicates that the data is not a number format or a text format. So when it comes to date or duration, we need to include the hashtag. So what we do is we write here date, open bracket. So the first thing is we need to know the year because the date starts with year, month, day. So basically our year is a custom. So custom, insert, and then after that what we do is we press comma 1, close bracket, close bracket. So meaning to say if that particular year is a leap year, then we want it to appear as 1. So I put here then 1 else 0. So now I'm going to press here OK. So once I press OK, so now you see if the year is not a leap year, then it will appear as a 0. But if the year appear as a leap year, then it will appear as 1. But if we want to decode and understand our code or understand our function, what we can do is, you see here, Date.IsLeapYear. Basically to determine if that particular year is a leap year or not. And then why we put hashtag? Because it is not to indicate that it is not a number format or text format. And it shows here the custom means the particular year, comma 1 means that means the date is 1st January and the particular year. So now since we have already determined, what we need to do next is we want to know actually the leap year. So I need to filter and select which one has 1, because if it has 1, it is a leap year. So I press 1 and then OK. The next step what I want to do is I want to do index. So I go to index column. Instead of clicking here, I want to click here from 1. So I click from 1. So here we do have the sequence. So what I want to do is basically over here we want the next leap years, which is 2. What if just say 3? What if just say 4? So that it can match over here. So I go to conditional column. So basically what I want is if the index column over here, index column is actually less and equal to. So if you just say is equals to 3, equals to 5, it will change accordingly. So I'm going here and select a column. So I put here next leap years. Okay. So if just say it is less or equal to, then it should show the index. So select column again and then I put here index. Otherwise, it should be null. So this one is very case specific. You cannot write capital letters. You need to make sure it is all small letter, because if a small letter means it can recognize as null. Okay, so I'm going to put here all small letter and I'm going to press here OK. So right now, if you see here, this is our data, so it appear null. Then what we do, we just filter out the null. Why? Because if you see here, we only want the next 2 leap years. So we have 1 and 2 here. The others we can filter out. So I filter out which is null and I'm going to press OK. So there you go. So now we have already filtered out null. Then what we do next is over here, this one I'll just put here first leap year. Okay, so this is one table over here. Then I'm going to right click and duplicate. So duplicate this one I'm going to put here the next leap year. Okay, so this one will focus the subsequent leap year like 2032, 2036 and so on. So what I'm going to do next is the first leap year over here. So now we do have this data. What the data actually wants is it wants us to capture the months and also the year. So in this particular context, what we want is if just say the data is equivalent to the first data or the first leap year, what we want is we want to have like January 28, February 28. So in this case, what I do is I'm going to go to custom column. So I want to use the if then else. So if the custom to is equivalent to 1, then what I do is I'm going to write list date. So basically list date is actually a formula that shows the list of dates. That means like starting from 1st January up to 31st December. So I'm going to use list date and open bracket. So in this case, in list date, we do have 3 arguments. Start as date, count as number, step as duration. So basically how many times we want, maybe like 12 months or 12 times. What is the step? Maybe the next 5 days or next 30 days and so on. So the start date is I cannot write like 1st January 2025. What I need to do is I need to put here the hashtag. I put the hashtag, then I put here date. After that, what I do is I put here open bracket. So our year is the custom. So I select the custom, insert, and then comma 1, comma 1. So this indicates that the starting date is 1st January 2028. Then close bracket. Then I press comma again. So how many times I want to count? I want to count 12 times because in 1 year we have 12 months. So 12 comma. Then what is our duration? So duration is we want the next 31 days. We cannot simply write 31. We need to put here hashtag duration, open bracket, 31 days, 0 hours, 0 minutes, 0 seconds. Close bracket, close bracket. Okay, and then I put here else, and else is equals to none. And just like that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press OK. So once I press OK, so now it will show me the list of date from the January up to December. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this, expand to new rows. So we have this particular data over here, and then I'm going to remove the null so that we do have the January up to December. So the next step, what I want to do is I want to capture the Jan, February and so on. And not only that, I also want to do the number of days. So I go to date, I go to month, I show the start of month, and then I do one more time. I go here and I show the end of month, and then one more time I show the name of month. So I go here and I put name of month. So we do have the name of month over here. Then what we do next is we can actually remove the other columns because we have so many columns, so we can actually remove them. So I'm going to go to home and choose columns. So what I want is basically I want the year, and then after that I want the start of month, end of month, and month name. Okay, so there you go. So now we do have this data over here. Next, I want to split this because we don't want the full name. We want like J and FEB. Select this, transform, split column, and then by number of characters. So I click it over here. So how many characters? The first 3 characters. So I put here and I put here 3 and I press OK. So over here, it will capture the first 3 characters, and this one I can remove. So what I can do next is I can combine with this. But before we combine, in Excel, we can combine straightforward. But in Power Query, we cannot combine numbers. So we need to change this into a text format. So right next, we can actually combine this. So go to add column and then custom column. So I want to combine the month name and custom. So what I'm going to put here, the month name, insert, and the custom, which is the year. And I press insert and then OK. So right now, we already have the period. Next is, I want to know the number of days. So in Excel, we can just minus. But in this case, we cannot minus. So we go to custom column. And then after that, what I'll do here is, I'll just write here, duration days. So duration days will investigate how many number of days. So what I do is, I put here end of month, insert, minus with your start month, and then insert, open bracket, and plus 1. So plus 1. So plus 1, why? Because we want to know from the starting date up to the end date. So press OK, and then there you go. So these other columns all you can actually remove. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write here as period, and I'm going to write here as days. So now we have the period, we have the days. Next is the subsequent query. So subsequent query, what I want to know is for the subsequent leap year, the second leap year, third leap year, I only want to capture the particular quarter only. So of course what I can do is I can actually go here and I can just take this particular query. Okay, I'm going to copy this formula, press OK, and then I go to the next leap year. And then what I do is go to the custom column, and then I just going to paste this. So this case, if custom 2 is not equal to 1, so I'm going to put here not equal. So if not equal to 1, then after that it should capture the dates. So I'm going to press OK, and then there you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this to new rows. So now we do have this, and then I want to filter out null. So now we do have the dates. So in this particular context, what I want is, I don't want the months, I want the quarter only. So what I'll do is, I'll just put here, quarter, the start of quarter, because we want to know the number of days in a quarter. And then the same thing, we want to know the end of quarter. And then after that, we also want to know whether it's quarter 1 or quarter 2. So I go here, quarter, and there you go. So here will show me whether it's quarter 1 or quarter 2 or quarter 3. And then if you see here we have more duplicates. So what I need to do is I need to remove duplicates. So if just say we have the years and we have the quarter, what we can do is we can actually select 2 columns. So I press Ctrl and I select this column so that we highlight the quarter column and we highlight the custom column. Go to home. And then we remove the duplicates. So remove duplicates. So here you go. So here we have the data, and we can remove the other columns actually. So I click here. I don't want all. I want the custom, the year, and then I want the start quarter, end quarter, and quarter only. So there you go. So now we do have this data. So what I want to do is like quarter 1 underscore 2032, quarter 3 underscore 2032. So I need to actually select these two, and I need to change into a text format. So change to a text format, then only I can combine. So add column, custom column, and then what I do is I want to combine. So I put here Q, and then I put here N, and then I select the quarter, insert, and then I put N again, apostrophe, underscore, apostrophe, N, and then I select the year, which is custom, and then I press insert. So here you go and press OK. So now we do have this data over here. And we also want to know the number of days in the quarter. So I go to custom column. So if just say in Power Query, we cannot simply minus. We use duration days to determine the number of days in a quarter. So, or number of days in a period. So, open bracket and then I select the end of quarter minus start of quarter, then insert, then close bracket, you need to plus 1 so that it includes from the start date to the end date. Press OK and then here you go. So here you can name it as period and here you can name it as days. And then these things all you can actually remove. So here you go, here is the data. So you have a period and days, period and days. Next, what we can do is we can append. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to append this, append queries as new. So I will start with the first leap year, and the next leap year, and then press OK. So, and then there you go. So this one, I'll put this as a text format. This one, I put it as a whole number. So this is the data, then I press close and load to. So the difference between close and load to is close and load will automatically load as a table in a new sheet. But I want to close and load to. So the first thing is I will close and load to as a connection because we do have 3 different queries as shown over here. So first query, second query, third query. We want the third query only. So I'm going to put my cursor over here and right click and I'm going to press load to. And I want to load as a table to the existing worksheet and I press OK. And just like that, we do have the data over here. So if just say I put here 5 years or 5 leap years, I put here 5 and then I press right click, I press refresh. So it will show the next subsequent 5 years. Or if just say I put here 2, but then I change the date. So instead of 7 January 2025, I put here 7 January 2029. So I just put like this and right click and refresh. You will notice it will capture accordingly. So this is what Power Query is. It not only can make data transformation, it will update accordingly, especially when you refresh the data.